Okay, hopefully this doesn't happen again. I just filmed for like 15 minutes and I could see on my screen that the lighting kept going in and out. I think I was filming on slow-mo, even though when I was playing back the video on my phone, like I was talking fine, but the lighting just kept getting dark, light, dark, light. And then at one point it just, you couldn't hear me at all and it was slow-mo. And I was like, what is happening right now? So, oops, dang it, crap. That sucks because I had just had my, yeah. Anyways, welcome or welcome back. My name is Savannah and this is the Sewlivi Dyes Yarn podcast. My intro and the other one was so good. Okay, quickly, let's see if I can remember everything. I started filming this yesterday. It is now February 12th, a Sunday. It's now 8:41, but yesterday I started filming this. I had hoped that I could use that and just spice it with this because I thought that would be fun, but I wasn't too thrilled with how I explained everything yesterday. I had only gotten about halfway through all this stuff, but I wasn't thrilled with how I explained some of it. So I'm gonna, I did already restart, but fortunately. Okay, so let's go ahead and get in it. Yeah, I wanted to film this yesterday because today is going to be slightly busy. We got Super Bowl. We also have to file taxes today. I need to get cat food. I need to do laundry, all the fun things. So, yay. All right, let's go ahead and just dive right in and hopefully, I'm not seeing the same like color shift or the bright dark shifting that was before. That was really, really weird. So yeah, let's just dive right in. Go straight into it. So what I was showing is this. This is the collar for the rose cardigan. Sorry. Rose cardigan. I finished the ribbing and it actually went quicker than expected. Before I knew it, I was already at the 4 inches and I'm grateful for that. I did a regular bind off and it's actually quite stretchy. It's because she recommended going back up to the main needle size. So that was actually quite helpful. So maybe I should have done that for these. I just used the same needle size that I used for the ribbing and then did a modified stretchy bind off, which causes it to flare just a little bit. But that's okay. Not a big deal. It's going to be stretched out when I wear it anyways. But yes, I have started the collar. That's what she calls it in the pattern, even though I call it a button band because a collar to me is just here. But this is what she calls a collar. I bring it in. It's going quite quickly. I am just over halfway by like 2 inches-ish. So it's going well. The only part that's slowing me down is actually the twisted rib on each side because I've noticed that I am twisting and then when I'm getting to this part, I accidentally twist. So I have to tink it back to untwist. So I'm doing that quite often. Yes, I could probably fix that by putting stitch markers on there, but I honestly feel like that slowed me down too, having to slip the marker from needle to needle. I don't know. I haven't tried. But yeah, so here's I'm just sticking my cable needle in there. This stitch marker, I'm actually using that as a marker for every time I work on this because since this is all in one color, and I am not like paying attention to saying, hey, I've done this many cables since the last time, I like to be able to see my progress each time I work on this. It keeps me motivated, as in I'm not getting discouraged thinking that this isn't growing at all, when in fact it's growing by a couple inches every time I do work on it. So yeah, that's been very helpful just to say, hey, this is where I was when I started knitting on it during this session, because I'm usually trying to do about an hour to 2 a day if I can manage. So yeah, got that. In hindsight, I wish I would have caked yarn off of the cone and knit 2 at a time, since I have to do about 30 inches and then make another one and then seam it onto the cardigan. Doing it 2 at a time, I would have had both done at the same time, which would have been really nice. But when I think about it, I was like, oh, but what if I didn't wind enough off the cone? Then I would have a bunch of ends to weave in as well. So it is what it is. If I ever knit this again, which, you know, do I ever re-knit patterns? Almost never. Almost never. So if I ever did, I think I would try 2 at a time. So yes. What else? I have a little bit of spinning real quick, just a little bobbin. I actually grabbed the bobbin off my wheel and brought it down. When I talked about this yesterday, I didn't have any information, and again, I don't have any information. I can tell you the fiber is from Spindelicious Fibers. This was her, it was like a special edition breed. It was a conservation breed, I think. It's 100% Jacob. I've never spun Jacob before, and it's actually really lovely to spin. It's more on the rustic side, but it's really lovely, and I'm excited. So this is the first half of the fiber. I think I got 4 ounces. Yeah, I got 4 ounces of it. I spin it quite thin. Whoa. I don't know how well you're going to be able to. See, I do quite thin. I'm working on the, hey Zeus. I'm working on the second half. It's currently upstairs on my wheel. And then I'll ply them together. So a traditional 2-ply. And I was hoping that there is enough. Oh, Zeus, honey. Come on. Come on. Come here. Like other people say, you got to pay the cat tax. Oh, you just went potty, didn't you? Zeus, can you look at the camera? Yeah. Say, I'm Zeus. Oh, you're hurting my hair. Oh, hi, bud. Okay. Let's see here. Where can we put you? Where can we put you? Oh, are you going to sit right there in my lap? Okay. I know you can't see him, but he's right here in my lap. My buddy. This is Zeus. He is, oh my goodness. He's going to be 12 in April. He's going to be 12 in April. He's a Maine Coon. And he's the sweetest little guy in the whole world. Let's see. He's the sweetest guy in the whole world. Very friendly. Always wants the pets. Always purrs. You just touch him one time and he starts purring. What else can I say about him? He just always wants the loves. Yeah. I love you too, buddy. It's gotten to the point in his life. So he has arthritis in one of his legs, in his knee, and it makes it difficult for him to climb up and down the stairs. And down here is where his litter box is. So he has learned how to sit either at the top of the stairs or the bottom of the stairs and cry for one of us to come and help him up and down. Sometimes he's pretty good at just doing it himself. But it is funny to see him sit there and cry for us. Meow. Yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry. I was talking about this bobbin. So it's by it's from Spindelicious Fibers. It is 100% Jacob. The colorway is I want to say it's Estrada's Way, but I can't remember exactly. It's a beautiful deep purple burgundy to this lighter pink, and then back again. So, oh, what I was saying is I hope there's enough fiber, like enough yardage in what I'm spinning to see. I don't know, I don't have the pattern yet, so I don't know the requirements, but I think the Pressed Flowers cardigan by Amy Christoffers would be beautiful. That would be the flowers, like the color work section, and then like a medium gray as the rest of the cardigan. I think that would be really lovely. Does that feel good? He's super happy. Okay, let's keep going on. So yeah, I have to finish spinning that. Let's keep going. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I'm gonna do this with a big old kitty in my lap. He weighs about like 18 pounds. He's a big boy, but he's a Maine Coon. So that's typical for that breed. Just so sweet. And he's got the greenest eyes. Oh, you're such a sweet boy. All right. I have been trying my best to knit on this every evening, since I'm not doing it after work, unfortunately. I'm just not. So I am doing this usually in the evening once the kids go to bed, because then I have about an hour and a half after the kids go to bed. After all is said and done, I got about an hour and a half before my bedtime. So that's when I'm trying to squeeze this guy in. So this is the Folly Skirt by Espostrico. It is a free pattern, and I am almost 75% the way through it. I just added another increase the other night, so I don't know how many stitches are on the needles. I know it's got to be close to 500. It has to be close to 500 stitches on my needles. It is a little difficult. I have this on my biggest cable, which, oh gosh, I wish I could remember how big it is, but I mean, you can see it's not big enough. So where was I the last time? So I haven't moved the stitch marker yet. This is where I was last time. I showed you, this is a beautiful cookie. It's a Christmas cookie stitch marker that was gifted to me, so I'm not sure who made this. I am finished with the first color work motif in this chart because it's broken down into 4 charts. So I've done the first 2 charts, and then this is the first motif. Gosh, I wish I could get, let's see here. I don't know how well you can see that. I finished the first motif of the chart. Thankfully, there's like 4 or 5 rounds that are just solid color. It'll be like stripes, kind of like here. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm grateful for that kind of rest period. So I'm going to go ahead and get through those rows. Those ones will go quicker than I think an hour per row, just because there's no color work. And then there's one more small motif in this chart, and then I'll be 75% of the way done, and I'll have 1 chart left. And then it'll be done. There's a couple more increases to go, so it will grow even more. And then I have the waistband I need to knit. But yeah, I actually have been enjoying my knitting on these last couple of days. So I'm grateful that I'm actually enjoying it and not feeling annoyed and slogged down. What else can I say about this? The yarn, it's fuzzy. It's all fuzzy because of the cat hair. The yarn is Wool of the Andes by Knit Picks. There is 10 colors total in this, and then some of these colors require at least 3 skeins, so anywhere from 1 to 3 skeins per color, depending on your size, I suppose. I am knitting the size, I want to say size 6. I can't remember for sure, and I don't have my iPad down here to confirm that, but it is a free pattern, so if you're interested in just looking at it, you can go get it. Again, it's by Espostrico. But yes, the yarn is Wool of the Andes, which is the worsted weight one. It's 100% Peruvian Highland wool. This is the Bouquet Heather colorway. I have a ton of colors, and they're all listed on my Ravelry, which all my stuff is listed down below in the description of the video, where you can find my social medias, and everything I talk about today. Most everything I talk about today. Sometimes I forget to add links to things that I'm just talking about and not actually showing, but everything I show will be listed down below. It's all listed to my Ravelry, so you can see my notes if necessary. So yeah, I have that. I'm still chugging along. I know I wanted to have it done before the cold months are over with. Granted, in Colorado here, we can have snow all the way up until May. So I might have an opportunity to still wear it sometime this year, this season. So I don't know. We'll get through it. I wasn't going to show this one yesterday, but I did work on it a little. I mean, I have been working on it a little bit here and there, but I did work on it a little bit last night as well, while we were gone. So this is my half and half triangles wrap by Pro Soho. Let me put it over here, actually, so I don't bonk Zeus. I just don't want to bonk him, because then he'll get up and leave me. And yeah, I'm in the middle of a... Why did I leave it in the middle? So here I was last time I showed you guys, and I've done about that much. I'm actually enjoying this side better because I am able to see what I'm doing without having to put the stitch marker right here for the short rows. When I was just knitting this one, I had a stitch marker on there that I had to take off, do a wrap and turn, put this, or knit one, and then put the stitch marker back on, and that was slowing me down. I had a stitch marker on this one at first on this side because I was worried about not being able to see, because you have to fix, or not fix, but you have to, what would you call it when you do, you know, you knit your short row? I forgot what the term was, but you come to your short row, you knit it, you know, you I want to say correct, but I don't think that's the right word. You don't correct it, you remedy it. I don't know. You do the thing where you close up your short row, I suppose, and then you do a short row after that, and then you turn and, not a short row, but wrap and turn, and then come back. And I'm able to see that when I come to it because you have this nice little gap right here. So I'm like, oh, I don't need a stitch marker. I know when I'm coming to it. So yeah, you just come. It's a free pattern, guys, so it's okay. You come, I'm going to fix this little short row, and then I'm going to do a short row, a wrap and turn with this one right here. And then I go back. So yeah, that is what I'm doing. And this thing is massive. So here's the whole other half. I don't know how much of it you can see, but it's huge. And again, I don't want to bonk Zeus, so I'm just going to set that over there. My yarn is the Linen Quill by Pearl Soho. It's the called for yarn. The purpley color, the mauve color, that is Peach Stone, and then the gray is Oatmeal Gray. I just saw Inga of Knitting Traditions. She showed her finished one that she did, and she did it in like, it looks like black and white on the camera, but it's like black and a pale taupe, I think. It's absolutely gorgeous. I would love to knit one using my Holst yarn on a cone, but yeah, that thing is a beast to knit, so I don't think I'd ever knit a second one. We'll see when it's finished. It's going to be the most amazing shawl in the whole world. I know what it's going to be, but knitting a second one, oof. I started this one in June, but granted, I only work on it like an hour. No, not even an hour, probably like 20 minutes, 4 days out of the week. So anyways, carrying on. I'm going to show you this finish first because it kind of wasn't a new start last time, but then I'll just explain it. Okay, so I finished my socks. They are not washed and blocked yet. They really need it because they're quite wrinkly. But let me tell you what I did. So I know I talked about how I ripped it out last week and put it on my flexi flips, my Addy flexi flips, and I was gonna go from there. You know what? I hadn't touched it since, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna knit these by hand. I don't want to knit these by hand. They're just vanilla socks. The only socks I think I'm gonna knit by hand from now on are textured socks. Now that I have my sock knitting machine, yeah, so I ripped it all out and I cranked them on my machine yesterday. So I never cranked the Croy Pattern sock yarn on my machine. I've seen other people do it. I've never done it myself. And I have a few opinions, I guess. I learned some things. Susie's the smoke. Oh. Okay, so real quick. This Patton's Croy sock yarn. I do love this sock yarn. I love wearing socks made out of this because it is more of a rustic style yarn. It is 75% wool, 25% nylon, so there's no superwash in this. I have 2 other pairs of socks with this yarn, but only my first pair is my favorite. It's a little bit on the wider side because I used the Flexi Flips. The second pair I used a smaller needle and they're tighter, and so they're not my favorite. So I was like, okay, usually my socks that you crank on my sock knitting machine is just a little bit looser, just because of the gauge of the machine. But yes, I've seen other people use this sock yarn. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. So yeah, this color right here is the brown rose marl colorway. Really pretty. A great Valentine's Day sock. And then I did something new. I've never did a contrasting cuff, heel, and toe on my machine before. I've never changed color on my machine before. Well, one time I did. I tried doing some stripes and I did not know what I was doing. I was just kind of making it up as I went. This time, I followed Dean and Bean's little pattern on how to do it in the machine, so it worked out better. Now I know how to do that, and I'm like, dang, the possibilities are endless for all the freaking minis I have and sock sets and oh crap kind of thing. The only issue I ran into while doing this, using this yarn, was this is a folded cuff. This is the only spot I had trouble with. And I think it has to do with the yarn. So this colorway that I used up here is called Flax. So again, you can't really tell that it's different from the main color yarn because it really, like right here, it really looks like the same color. This one just has a tiny hint of pink in the actual sock opposed to the Flax colorway. So yeah, that was the only, I don't know how you can, or if you can tell, but it is incredibly dense right here. It at first did not want to work in the machine. I had to actually crank really slowly to get through it. I'm not entirely sure why. I think the yarn, that color yarn was just a slight bit thicker. I'm not entirely sure. This part knit up real fine. And you know, it wasn't even that bad when I was doing the heel and the toe. I did take it a little bit easy there because I always have a little bit of issues decreasing the yarn on the sock machine. For some reason, I have issues with it every time, so I just make sure to go slow. It doesn't matter what yarn. I always have issues with decreasing. As long as I pay attention, I can get through it. Increasing, no problem. Easy peasy. But yeah, normal issues with the heels and the toes with this. It was just this, which I don't understand why it's so dense. Maybe because it's right the first thing I knit on the machine, so there's not much. Like I had to go up in weight size. Like you put a weight in your little bonnet when you cast on. I actually had to go up a weight because I have 3 different weights. I wish I could show you, but it's all over there and I got a cat, so I had to put a heavier weight in just to knit this part, and then the regular weight I used for the rest. But yeah, it's super dense. So maybe it'll stay up on my leg a little bit better. I don't know. Again, these need to be washed and blocked. to get them feeling nice and soft. But yeah, I am super thrilled. So now I need to buy more Patton's Croy sock yarn and knit up more of these for myself, for the shop. I'm super excited that I know how to change the color for the heels and toes and the cuff now. So it's even suggested to do a fun little where you do half of the cuff in one color and then the inside half another color. Like, that's fun. Might have to try that at some point. But yeah, I really just was not going to knit these by hand, and I really wanted these socks, and it finally dawned on me to use my machine since it's just a vanilla sock. So, and I even did a taller leg that I normally do on my machine to see how much yarn I could get away with. The colored yarn, I actually used, so it's a 50-gram ball of yarn. I actually used only 25 grams. So I could get a whole nother sock out of the rest of it. I just need to have different colors for the heels, toes, and cuffs. So, and the leg would be maybe a little bit shorter. You know, I'd have to do maybe my normal amount of 50 rounds. So that was kind of cool to find out. You know, I just don't know how much is left over for the heels, toes, and cuffs. I haven't weighed that yarn. I need to get it off the cone. I know a lot of that was, you probably didn't understand if you don't have a sock machine. I get it. I'm sorry. But, yeah. Okay, last for actual things I'm working on, and then a little bit extra. Okay, I started something new, and I had thought about maybe doing a separate video for this, but I don't think so. It's knitting. I'll do the separate video for like maybe sewing, because this is going to go with a sewing project. But yeah, so I was like, well, we'll just do this because I don't want to wait to show this kind of, you know, I don't want to wait to show this. I just want to show it, right? So this, it's on a short cable, so I can't stretch it out, unfortunately. And this is what I have. This is the George sweater by, gosh, I wish I knew how to pronounce it. Is it like Kobe? Oh, goodness. I don't know. I'm going to throw it on the screen. But yeah, I started this the other day. I don't remember what day. Was it? I think it was Wednesday when no. Thursday? I don't know. I don't remember which day I started it. It's in Ravelry. But I did start it. And it wasn't with a lot of like frustration. So I'm holding 2 skeins of, this is Wool to Die For Surrey, the Surrey Silk Cloud, something like that. So it's undyed Surrey, Surrey Silk. Surrey is really lovely. It is really soft. I really enjoy working with this. It's light as a feather. It's beautiful. It feels so much softer than, it's so much softer than mohair, I feel like. So I'm holding 2 strands together. That's what so the pattern calls for the yarn We Are Knitters in their Touch Me Alpaca, which is their Surrey alpaca base. It is considered a lace weight. But I don't understand the difference in the gauge. So let me tell you, I didn't keep all my gauges. Okay, so this, whoa, this is a disaster. Whoa, they got all tangled. I didn't keep all the gauges. So initial needle size is, I believe, a US 8, a 5mm. So I swatched with that, and I was getting like 20, 21 stitches per 4 inches. The pattern calls for 15 stitches per 4 inches. That's a really big difference for me in that. So I'm just like, is the We Are Knitters Touch Me Alpaca a little bit thicker, even though it's listed as a lace weight? I don't know. Was not getting. So I went up a needle size. I went up to a US 9, which is a 5.5. Let me just double check. 9, yeah, 5.5 millimeter. And did the same thing, 2 strands of alpaca, and I was getting, I think I'm getting 18 stitches per 4 inches. Yeah, 18 stitches per 18 stitches. So that's this swatch. I know it's just a teeny weeny little swatch. Doesn't matter. My swatches always lie to me. I did wash it though. I did wash it. I also went up to, I noticed somebody else in like the project pages were struggling with gauge. So they went all the way up to a US 11. So I think I went up to a 10 or a 10 and a half needle, a US. I don't know what the like a 6 or something. I went up to that, and I don't remember how many stitches I got with that. I think 16 maybe. But I did not like the fabric. It was very gapey. It was, I don't want this to be super see-through. So I did not like the fabric. So I was like, well, I'm not using the big needle. And then I decided to hold 1 strand of the Surrey alpaca and 1 strand of the Holst Super Soft. So that's this. I'm not sure which needle size I used. I think it was probably the US 9 or a 5.5 millimeter. I think. I'm not entirely sure. But I knit the gate, or this little swatch right here, using that. And it's lovely. I have no issues with it. But I was getting the same gauge. So like the 18-ish thing. Plus it wasn't as soft as, you know, as this. I wanted it to really just be super soft and like so lovely. I'm also a little bit worried about the heat of it, considering I want to wear this in June. But anyways, so I was really struggling with gauge, and I was really discouraged because I was like, what am I gonna do? I want to wear this top for my wedding photos, my anniversary photos, I should say. They're anniversary photos. June will be 10 years. I'm sorry, I have fluff all over my face. June is my 10th anniversary. I don't have good wedding photos, and I would really love some beautiful wedding photos. I mean, just photos. I would love some beautiful photos of me in a dress with my husband dressed up. I just want photos of the two of us together. So that's what we're gonna do this come this June. And so I wanted to make a dress, since the dress that I wore when we got married was just a little white dress, like a business dress thing. We got married in the courthouse, so we didn't wear anything too fancy. But so I'm making my dress, and so I picked this top to knit, and then I'm going to sew the bottom. I'll show you the fabric swatches in a minute. The fabric should actually be here tomorrow, so that's fun. But so I'm just like, well, I don't want it to be too warm for June. And I was getting real discouraged with this gauging, so I decided to do the little bit of math. I have a website that I fall back on all the time, which I'll link below. All you have to do is plug in the gauge of the pattern, the gauge that you're getting, and then your size, like your normal size, or you put in the size plus the ease that you prefer, and then you knit. Then I would take that number and, you know, because patterns say, hey, it'll fit this bust size. I'll take that number from the web, oh my gosh, there's cat hair everywhere. I'll take that number and place it in. So unfortunately, for the gauge that I'm getting, I have to actually knit the extra large size. I've never gone that far up before. So I'm knitting a small in this, which is not my size. So I had to go down a size to knit that. And this one I'm having to go up 2 sizes to knit. So I'm a little worried about this. I'm hoping it fits. I'm just nervous about it. So yeah, that is all the crap that I've had to go through with this. Man, Zeus, you are really shedding right now. So yeah, that I'm working on that a little bit each day as well. So I'm trying to do like an hour-ish on each thing, and if there's extra time, well, an hour each on this, on the rose cardigan and the folly skirt. Those are the things. If I get bored of those, then I go to I actually have another project on my desk, my Lost Woods shawl. If you are returning, you might have heard me talk about that before. I just picked that up the other day because I was bored. I'll crank a pair of socks. I'll spin if I get bored on these projects. So yeah, I'm trying to keep myself focused on the things I want to get finished roughly soon. I do have more yarn coming in the mail, and hopefully that'll be the last of purchasing. Hopefully, I hope. It's for another sweater by the same designer as this one. So I'm really hoping that I should probably maybe gauge swatch. Hopefully our gauge won't be that off. But yeah, okay. So that's, oh my gosh, all the cat hair. That's all for like what I've been working on. I do have the fabric swatches and some yarn that came in the mail the other day, and then a little gifted mini. So the gifted mini, I have a little knit group that I hang out with every Tuesday after work. One of the ladies there, she received an advent calendar from Wonderland Yarns, and she wasn't sure what she was going to do with it. She also didn't like all the colors that came in it. So this was the one color that just she's not interested in using. So she gave it to me. It's really pretty. It's like this gray base with pink and green and yellow splashed all over it. It's super pretty. I'm not sure what I'll do with it, but it's great to go back in the pile. I can use it for something at some point. So she gave me that. And then the 2 yarns that came in the mail, I ordered these. I forgot what day they came out. But these aren't those pretty? Let me get my hand out of the way, right? These are from Bumblebee Acres Fiber Farm. These are part of the astrology collection. I don't know if there's any left. It was an online only thing, limited, I think. I'm not sure. There might be some left if you want to go check, but it's the astrology collection. I got Libra because that is my sign. And then I got a Sagittarius because that's my daughter's sign. And I thought it was really pretty. Really pretty. So I got this on the, they call it the Coquette. As you can see, that base. It is 75% superwash Corriedale wool and 25% nylon. Is fingering weight and 3-ply, so this is a thicker fingering weight. I've never used this base before. It's 434 yards and 4 ounces, so I'm gonna say 100 grams. I do have a sock set in this base from them up in my stash. I actually forgot that I had it, and I need to knit it up. I'll probably do it on my machine actually, but yeah, so I got my daughter her sign and then my sign, and I'm gonna knit her a pair of socks. I just gotta figure out. I did not have very good luck trying to find a pair of vanilla socks on Ravelry for kids. I didn't really want any texture, and I didn't really want to pay for a pattern. So if anybody knows a sock pattern for kids, that'd be great. That's free, that doesn't have any texture on it. If nothing else, I know Andrea Mowry's DRK everyday socks come in kid sizes as well. It's a ribbed sock, so I was debating if I can get away with using the numbers without putting the ribbing in it. if I have to, that's fine. That's a toe-up sock with a Flegel heel, which is fine. I just would prefer to do, I don't know, a vanilla sock for her. And I'm hoping I could get myself a matching pair out of this, but I doubt it. I don't know. And then something for me, you know, a pair of socks. But yeah, those are lovely. Glad they're here. Now I can actually put them back in stash. I have to keep them out or else I forget. And then my, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I didn't mean to scare you, bud. I got my fabric swatches from, this is from Fabric Wool, oh my gosh, I can't talk. Fabric Wholesale Direct. I am so thankful I found this website. So I got like 5 different swatches. They're $2 a piece, I think, for the swatches, or $1. I can't remember. So I grabbed a whole bunch since they're only $1. I kind of wish I would have grabbed a couple other fabrics and not just wedding fabrics, but it is what it is. It's okay. So let's go with my least favorites. Let's go with the ones that I'm not using. So I decided to grab this pink color. I don't know how well it's coming on the camera, but hopefully you can see it. This is a polyester chiffon. It's a light pink color, 100% polyester. It is like it's a soft tulle. It's chiffon. It's really nice, really nice. I don't know why I decided to grab the light pink color. I guess I was hoping it'd be like a super pale pink, but I mean it is, but it's like a pink, like a princess pink. So it's not working for me. They have rose gold color. I should have grabbed that one like as a sample. I wanted to see that in person. That'd probably be really pretty. I love rose gold. It's my favorite. But yeah, so I just got that one. This is a crystal organza in the off-white color. It's 100% polyester. I just wanted to see what that was like. So it's like a tulle as well. Definitely see-through. You know, it's not bad to touch. It's not uncomfortable. But it's sparkly. I don't know if that's coming across on the camera, but it has a sparkle to it that I was like, I don't want sparkle. And then this one is a bridal satin in an off-white color. I do not like this fabric at all. It's very thick and it doesn't feel like it flows very well. So definitely it was a no-go for me. So yeah, but I wanted to see it in person. The ones that I did choose, and I already ordered this fabric, and like I said, it should be here tomorrow. So this is what I'm going to make my little anniversary skirt out of. So I got this one is a polyester charm. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's an off-white 100%. So it's that. Can you see that up here? When I typed in wedding dress fabric, this type of fabric comes up a lot. This one's really nice. So I feel like it flows better than the bridal satin. Like I feel like this has a really nice drape to it. And the off-white color is really nice. I didn't want to go white. And there was no ivory. This was, I guess, their ivory on the website. So I chose that as the base of the skirt. And then this one is the polyester chiffon off-white color. It's the off-white color. So this is what I'm doing on top. So I'm going to do 2 to 3 layers of this on top of this, just to give it some poof. And you know, I want it to be flowy and beautiful. So this is really nice. Like I really like how drapey and soft. It's so much better than tulle. I'm so glad that I found this. So yeah, that is gonna happen within the next couple weeks. Even though June is so far off, I'd rather just get it done and have it ready. So yeah, I did also, when I purchased that, I had a coupon, you know, like a welcome coupon. So I bought some linen as well to make some I want to make some wide leg linen pants. I have a pattern for that. So I do wish that I had gotten a couple of more samples when I ordered that, but I didn't even think, like, I would definitely like a lot of samples. I have a really hard time with purchasing fabric. The pattern actually that I got for the pants, I think would be absolutely wonderful in a wool material. But the wool on this website is very expensive. So I'll probably have to maybe go to Joann's and check out what they might have for wool, like a wool polyester. Sorry, I have an itchy eye. A wool polyester maybe for the pants. That'd be fun. I think that'd be really comfortable. But yeah. So this is everything I can think of. Oh, so life stuff. Let's go ahead and get into the life stuff real quick. My kids started back up at their old school, the school that I work at. They started up on Tuesday, and everything is going wonderfully. It is really nice to have them back. My kids, my son was like a mini celebrity the day he came back. I was in the cafeteria at work, and his class walks in, and I could hear all the other kids who aren't in his class like, "Oh my gosh, that's Troy! Troy's back! Oh my goodness!" Like, it was so funny. I was like, "Oh, he's a little celebrity. Everybody loves him." He's a nice guy, so he's gonna be a popular kid. So we're gonna leave it at that. This video is probably long enough. I need to go again water the plants. I need to eat and get ready to go do taxes. So thank you for sticking around, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.